All right, folks, go to a double box right now.
Thank you, Madam
As you can
Speaker.
see
As
on
the
the
member
right-hand
designated
side,
by
this
Ms.
is the House
Strickland
of
of
Representatives
Washington
that are getting ready
pursuant
to
to
vote
H.Res.
on a
8,
resolution
I inform the
at
House
the
that
moment
Ms.
to
Strickland will
potentially
vote yes
impeach Donald
on
Trump a
H.Res.
second time.
24.
Listen in.
Gentleman from California seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as member designated by Congressmember Napolitano pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform the House that Congressmember Napolitano will vote yes on H Resolution 24. And Madam Speaker, as member designated by Congressmember Costa pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform the House that Congressmember Costa will also vote yes on H.Res. 24.
Gentleman from Texas seek recognition.
All right, everyone, we are here in
Madam
the North Desk
Speaker,
right now. Isaac
as the
Pekkash,
member
Erie News
designated
Now.
by
You can
Mr.
see
Crenshaw,
on the right-hand side
Texas,
as we are looking in
pursuant to House
live the House of
Resolution 8,
Representatives.
I
This
inform the
is
House
the
that
vote
Mr.
to
Crenshaw
determine whether or
will
not
vote
President
no
Donald Trump will
House
be impeached
Resolution
a
24.
second time. You can see as speakers are talking right now, you can see the numbers going up, yay, nay, right now. It's relatively close. We expect the vote to be fairly close. We've heard from sources telling NBC News as well as the AP that at least 7 Republican lawmakers will be voting yes to impeaching the president. So again, that is in a good spot if you're a Democrat to potentially move forward with this impeachment. Obviously, representatives now speaking their part. They just went through with 2 hours of debate, 1 hour for Democrats, 1 hour for Republicans. So as we see it right now, there's certainly a lot of back and forth that went on. Several sides speaking what they thought was the right thing to do. Of course, most to all Democrats voting in favor of the impeachment. However, there were some Republicans who also were in favor, most of them, however, saying that this was a terrible thing to do in the fact that it was too late and that it didn't help bind the country together. So we're seeing the votes come in right now. Right now it's 80 to 73, and not like a scoreboard, but it almost is. 80 votes yay, 74 votes nay. You can still see 279 votes left to go. So we're going to go ahead and keep it on air and online here for you. It's about 3:57 right now, and as the votes continue to come in, we'll, of course, keep you updated, and you'll see that picture on the right-hand side. I do want to let everyone know, though, this vote's not going to be immediate. This vote may take between 45 minutes to an hour, so we could be here till 4:30, even upwards of 4:45 or 5 o'clock before we get the final tally coming in. Right now, the votes are just being counted, and once those votes come in, we'll have the final result to see if President Trump would be impeached a second time. Now, of course, anything passing the House also has to pass the Senate, and so for Trump to be removed from office, it would have to go to Senate Majority Leader Mitch MCConnell, who has come out today and just moments ago said he isn't sure what he's going to do, whether he would take up those articles of impeachment or not. Now, there's no guarantee the bill would even have enough to pass the Senate, but it, of course, has to be taken up by the Senate Majority Leader first in order for it to even be considered. There's the vote total right now. You can see coming in slowly. The time remaining down there in the corner is how much time there's left to vote. So when that timer hits 0, it doesn't mean all the votes will be counted. It just means all the votes have to be in. So each lawmaker has 10 minutes, if they haven't cast their vote already, to make the selection of whether they vote to impeach Donald Trump or whether they vote to not impeach Donald Trump, and then the votes will come in after that. So we're going to go ahead and put it full screen right now on the House floor and let you hear from some other lawmakers as the vote total comes in. We'll be back on the air with you in just a few minutes here, but we'll stay with you on Facebook and let you listen in to the vote right now as it continues to come in from the House as President Donald Trump is potentially minutes away from being impeached a second time. Take a look.
Okay, you good? For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Illinois seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Mr. Carson pursuant to H.Res. 8,
I inform the House that Mr. Carson will vote yes on HRES 24.
What purpose does the gentleman from New York seek recognition?
As the member designated by Chairwoman Eddie Bernice Johnson pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Chairwoman Johnson will vote yea on HRES 24. As the member designated by Congressman Brendan Boyle pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Congressman Boyle will vote yea on HRES 24.
Oh. The gentlewoman from Florida seek recognition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As the member designated by Dr. Dunn of the state of Florida pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Dr. Dunn will vote nay on HRES 24. As the member designated by Mr. Buchanan from the state of Florida pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Mr. Buchanan will vote nay on HRES 24.
Pennsylvania seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Mr. Lawson of Florida 5th Congressional District pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform that Mr. Lawson will vote yes on H.R. 24.
This is the gentleman from California seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Representative Michelle Steele, pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform the House that Representative Michelle Steele will vote no on House Resolution 24.
This is the gentleman from Nebraska seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as a member designated by Mr. Bill Rackus of Florida pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Mr. Bill Rackus will vote nay on HRES 24.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Arizona seek recognition?
As a member designated by Representative Cardenas pursuant to H.R. 8, I inform the House Representative Cardenas will vote aye on H.R. 24. As a member designated by Representative Kirkpatrick pursuant to H.R. 8, I inform the House Representative Kirkpatrick will vote aye on H.R. 24.
All right, folks, you can see here on the total vote, it is dead even right now. 137 now votes nay compared to 136 votes yay. It's changing as I'm speaking here as we bring you back into the alert desk. Again, you're wondering what the magic number would be to certify an impeachment through the House of Representatives. That number is 218. It's a simple majority, meaning as long as there's one more vote yes than there is a vote no, President Donald Trump is impeached in the House. Now, of course, like we said, it doesn't mean that he's going to be removed from office. This vote has to now go to the Senate. They would have to take up a trial, and at least 2/3 majority vote in the Senate would have to approve in order for President Trump to be removed from office. Now, the big thing that we want to talk about, too, as we see these votes come in, the Senate's not scheduled for another session until January 19th, which means it'd be all null and void in essence if they didn't come back before then, because there'd be one day before Trump is leaving office for President-elect Joe Biden. So in essence, it really wouldn't make much of a difference if that impeachment started on the 19th. Now, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has been mum for a long time about whether or not he would take up the articles of impeachment. There were reports earlier that he wouldn't. McConnell then came out today and said he's just not quite sure what he would do if they landed on his desk. Now, House leaders have said that if the impeachment goes through, they would put the articles of impeachment on the Senate's desk as soon as possible. So it would be immediate transition, votes counted, votes tallied, votes approved, and the articles on the desk of Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. So as you can see right now, the votes are coming in. There's 142 votes left to be counted, 146 votes to the yes, 145 to the no. You see the big number that we want to show you here is the yes votes from Republican members. The Democrats and Republicans both expected that about a dozen to possibly upwards of 20 Republicans would vote yes. You can see 7 of them have already voted yes. The remainder have voted along party lines. So all 140 Democrats have voted yes. 147 Republicans, now 149 Republicans have voted no. So that's the big number here. Can the Democrats convert enough Republican votes for it to be able to pass? Right now, if they continue along this trend, the answer will be yes. But of course, there's still 135 votes left to be counted. Let's go ahead and send it back to the House floor. We'll be with you in a few minutes as more votes come in. Do also quickly want to mention before we go back to the House floor in full, you can see the time remaining has hit 0. Again, that does not mean the final vote is in. All that means is that the votes have to have been placed by now. The vote counting will continue, and 130 more votes are still yet to be counted. So we do want to make that mention. Even though the time says 0, there are still going to be votes that are counted. All votes, however, just have to be in. All right, back to the House floor.
Vote no on final passage, HREV 24. As the member designated by Mr. Lamborn, pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform the House that Mr. Lamborn will vote no on final passage HRES 24.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Massachusetts seek recognition?
As the member designated by Ms. Franco pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Ms. Franco will vote yes on HRES 24. As the member designated by Ms. Bonamici pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Ms. Bonamici will vote yes on HRES 24.
This is a gentleman from Maryland seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Ms. Alma Adams of North Carolina pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Ms. Adams will vote yes on HRES 24.
Purposes the gentleman from Virginia seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Ms. Titus of Nevada, pursuant to HRES 8, I inform the House that Ms. Titus will vote yes on HRES 24.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from...
Madam Speaker, as a member designated by Mr. DeSaulnier pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Mr. DeSaulnier will vote yes on H-Res 24.
Does the gentleman from California seek recognition?
As the member designated by Congressman Jerry McNerney pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Mr. McNerney will vote yes on H-Res 24.
Does the gentleman from Pennsylvania seek recognition?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As a member designated by Mr. Doyle of Pennsylvania, pursuant to House Resolution 8, I hereby inform the House that Mr. Doyle will vote yes on House Resolution 24.
All right, folks, coming back with you here as we get now under 100 votes left in this House vote to impeach President Donald Trump a second time. We'll get back to that vote tally in a second. Again, lawmakers announcing, some of them at least, that they'll vote yes or no. Not every lawmaker has to do that, but it's essentially to be able to make the time go by, quote-unquote, faster.
As the member designated
you can see some of these lawmakers making their decisions here, letting the public know what they or their constituents will be doing. And right now, the vote is extremely close, but again, a simple majority needed to pass either yes or no, which means 218 is the total needed. You can see 184 right now for the Democrats. That Republican yes number has not swayed since we last saw it. 173 no votes from Republicans, 7 votes to the yes. There are 31 more Republican votes left. So you do quick math here. 43 votes to the Democrats left. By my total, that's 129 the Democrats would have, or 229 rather, the Democrats would have, if they were able to have everyone else vote yes, which would be a simple majority. So right now, things on track. If this continues, barring any other significant disruptions in what the vote was expected to be, it looks like there's going to be an impeachment on our hands. But of course, right now we don't know for sure. Again, I do want to mention, what happens if the impeachment goes through? Well, it goes to the Senate, and it's up to the Senate to decide whether or not, number one, they want to vote on it, and number two, whether or not they want to pass it. Remember, you have to have a 2/3 majority in the Senate to be able to pass anything, most things at least, and this is one of them. So you can see, even if this were to pass the House, there's really no guarantee that it would pass the Senate or even
as the member designated by Ms. Lee of Nevada,
because, of course,
pursuant to
both chambers have to vote on it in order for it to be officially a removal from office for the president. So again, with Inauguration Day a week from today, it's going to be a difficult timetable for the Senate to be able to come up with these articles and pass them before the inauguration. But of course, we're still not sure what Leader McConnell is going to do and if he's going to bring up the articles at all. Vote coming in a lot quicker than we expected. This vote started around 3:50 or so, so at the 25-minute mark. Vote expected to take between 45 minutes to an hour, but that vote's still coming in quickly. So as we approach our Erie News Now at 5, we're waiting to see if a final result will be apparent here. 60 votes left, 36 votes for Democrats, 24 for Republicans. You see there's been one more Republican member that's voted yes. So anytime another Republican votes to the yes side, that is another vote closer on the Democrats' side that they can get this impeachment official. It was pretty apparent that every single Republican was going to have to vote no, and then a couple of Democrats would have to vote no in order for that 218 magic number not to be passed. So 195 votes to 179. We'll go ahead and leave you right now back on the House floor as the vote is coming in and the final vote is impending. We'll be back with you as soon as we get a chance to see that final vote.
Purpose is the gentlewoman from New York seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Mr. Deutsch of Florida, pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Mr. Deutsch will vote yes on H-Res 24.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Florida seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Mr. Hastings of Florida pursuant to HRes 8, I inform the House that Mr. Hastings will vote yea on HRes 24.
Gentleman from Indiana seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as a member designated by Ms. Walorski pursuant to HRes 8, I inform the House that Ms. Walorski will vote nay on HRes 24.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Virginia seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, as a member designated by Mr. Blumenauer pursuant to HRes 8, I inform the House that Mr. Blumenauer will vote yes on HRes 24. As the member designated by Mr. Liu pursuant to HRes 8, I inform the House that Mr. Liu will vote yes on HRes 24. As the member designated by Mr. Lowenthal pursuant to HRes 8, I inform the House that Mr. Lowenthal will vote yes on HRes 24. As the member designated by Mr. Peters pursuant to HRes 8, I inform the House that Mr. Peters will vote yes on HRes 24.
All right, folks, you can see the votes continuing to come in right now. 210 are the number of yes votes, which means 8 more votes are needed to impeach President Donald Trump in the House. You can see by simple math, 21 votes left for the Democrats. All of them have voted yes to impeach the president. So even if no other Republicans vote yes and the Democrats follow suit, it'd be 231 votes yes for the Democrats, which would give them 13 more votes than needed to impeach Trump on the House level. Now, again, they've also been aided by 9 Republican yes votes. If you take those away, even if you take those away, it would still be difficult for Republicans to not get that simple majority and to be able to keep things going here. Again, just a lot of things around the entire presidency of President Trump. 7 days before his presidential term ends, he is on the verge of being impeached a second time. You can see the votes coming in. Just 3 votes needed here. And, folks, we are just a couple of seconds away here from a second historic moment here in the U.S. Congress in the House of Representatives. Just a short while ago, the House impeached President Trump on high crimes and misdemeanors, what they called. They brought up the articles of impeachment yesterday and passed a resolution to put it on Pence's desk to invoke the 25th Amendment. That did not pass. But right now, as we see it here on the right side of your screen, we are witnessing for the second time here, it is official. President Donald Trump has been impeached on the House level. 218 votes, now up to 221 in the House of Representatives, have voted yes to impeach the president on insurrection. That's what the impeachment article reads. On the events of January 6, 2021, which of course was last Wednesday, the events happening on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. So the remaining 18 votes, most of them will be for the yes column, but with 222 votes now, over 218, the impeachment is going to be official. 223 now, you can see.
Purposes, the gentlewoman from Connecticut seek recognition.
And we will get
As the member designated by
word
Ms.
here. We'll
Wilson,
get the
pursuant to
official
H-Res
reading
8,
from the clerk
I
as soon as
inform
this
the
vote
House
becomes
that Ms.
official.
Wilson
But
will
folks,
vote
you're seeing
yes
it live on your screen right
H-Res
now here on our
24.
alert desk. It is an official impeachment of the president. It's the second time he's been impeached under his presidency and his term. A lot of people asking a lot of questions tonight, and that's why we're going to bring you answers on Erie News Now starting at 5, which is about 35 minutes away here on our air. So still a lot of things left to consider, including will the Senate bring up these articles of impeachment? We don't know right now, but again, as we're seeing it here clearly, this is a step forward for the individuals who wanted to impeach the president to get them to at least the Senate floor, so the Senate could possibly vote on a resolution. Let's go back inside the House.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Maryland seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Ms. Jayapal pursuant to House Resolution 8, I rise to inform the House that Ms. Jayapal will vote aye on House Resolution 24.
We are expecting a call by the clerk here any moment now with 229 votes in the yes column. The president has been impeached by the House. We are awaiting official word from the clerk and the chair. That vote will be read, and then it will be up to the House to get the papers to the Senate and the Senate to decide whether or not they want to move forward on impeachment as well. Once again, folks, at the moment we are just waiting for the House chair to officially announce the results. Again, by the numbers in the yes column, President Trump has been impeached on the House floor. 218 votes were needed to impeach the president on the House level. 231 is where we stand right now, including 10 Republicans who have voted yes. All 221 Democrats at the moment have also voted yes. You see 5 votes left to go, so moments away here from an official announcement, and once that happens, it will be official, although 231, 13 more than necessary to impeach the president, and it will now be up to the Senate as to whether or not they would like to pass that resolution as well. More from the House floor, here you are. And as we went on the official announcement, we're getting word here that Pennsylvania Representative Mike Kelly has voted against the articles of impeachment. He is not one of the 10 Republicans who has voted for impeachment. But that news just coming into our newsroom right now as we have a bit of a helter-skelter going on right now inside our newsroom and then still in the House. As you can see, the vote's still coming in officially, but President Trump has been impeached on articles of insurrection, only one article there. So we're waiting for the chair of the House, the speaker, the acting speaker, to announce the voting results, and then it will become official.
Have all members voted? Does any member wish to change a vote?
Where's she coming from? No, can't go.
So right now we're seeing if there are any members of the House who are going to change their vote. Doesn't seem like that will be the case. Waiting for the announcement.
On this vote, the ayes are 232. The nays are 197. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Congratulations.
And with that, it's official. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi reading the verdict. 232 to 197 is the total vote count, and President Donald Trump, at least in the House, has been impeached. This is the second time this has happened in his presidential term. It's the first time in the history of presidency that a president has been impeached more than one time.
The chair
so like we were talking about, what happens next? Well, the bill, the resolution goes to the Senate. It's up to the Senate to see whether or not they want to also adopt the resolution and pass it through. In essence, the Senate would have to pass this by a 2/3 majority before January 20th. In order for President Trump to be removed from office before Inauguration Day. Now, the Senate can still continue to take up those articles after the 20th, but at that point, it would in essence be null and void, especially considering the fact that President-elect Biden will take office on the 20th of January at noon when he takes the oath of office. So again, as we continue along here, you see that vote total 232 to 197. 10 GOP congressmen and congresswomen voting yes to the resolution, something that we expected. We expected between about 8 and 12. Some said upwards of 20, but 10 right in that median range for House Republican members that voted yes to impeach President Trump. Democrats were unified in their approach, 222 of them, all of them voting yes to impeach the president, 197 out of 207 Republicans voting no. So, you look at the results there, even if everyone had voted along party lines, it wouldn't have made a difference. The impeachment would have happened regardless, with the Democrats owning a simple majority. So that's what we have right now. The resolution now goes to the Senate, and we'll see what happens from there. There's no word whether or not they'll take it up before January 20th. Right now, their next scheduled session is for January 19th. All right, Erie News Now at 5 is coming up in about 20 minutes. We'll have all the reaction, including a live report from Capitol Hill. Our Matt Knadler is going to be speaking on what this impeachment means. I'll be talking to political expert Jill Morris, who will be speaking on what you need to know related to the impeachment. And we'll also have the latest on COVID-19 as County Executive Kathy Dahlkemper gave her update today. All that and more coming up in just a few minutes on Erie News Now at 5. It has been a busy Wednesday, as it was last Wednesday, as it will be for some time to come. All right.